Hey there, Facebook family. Happy New Year. Welcome to the Ask Dr. Argie Courageous Conversations Connect series. Here I am, Dr. Argie, founder and CEO of Faith Inc., that stands for Family and Individual Therapeutic Healing, and co-founder and CEO of Connections Matter, LLC, with my husband, Morgan E. Wilson, Jr. Here we connect with you every Monday through Friday with rich conversation, wonderful topics, sometimes fun and sometimes, a little tough conversations, but always we are bringing good content to you. And tonight is no different. Okay, well, maybe it's a little different, right? Because it's the new year, right? And we've got a lot of really fun content for you guys. It's been maybe about 3 weeks throughout the holiday. I think the last time Saran said we had Mindful Mondays, it was December, what, Saran?
19th.
December 19th. So it's been a minute. And this is Mindful Mondays. You all know, I got to give you a refresher. It's Mindful Mondays, then Tuesday. It's a Testimonial Tuesdays. You all give us your testimonies. And then we work it out on Work It Out Wednesdays. That lands us to Thoughtful Thursdays, where we give you points of power and words of wisdom. And then finally, Freedom Fridays. But tonight, we're going to talk about fighting for the light, right? And what does that look like? Well, there's a long conversation about that, but I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. This month, we're going to be entitling our series, Fight for It. So I want y'all to remember that. I want you to remember Fight for It. And my mantra last year, and it's the same this year, is Fight for the Light. So I'm going to invite everybody to have their own mantra for 2019. You can have mine. You can share it if you want, or you can have your own. And I'm going to ask you to think about what you're fighting for. What are you fighting for? I'm fighting for the light, right? And, sometimes we're fighting against things. Sometimes we're fighting for things. 2019 is going to be a wonderful, wonderful year. But I got to tell you, there was a little darkness in 2018 for me. I don't know about you all. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor before we get into this. I asked you, bless you, Saran. I asked you to STLC for me. Share, tag, like, and comment. If you like this content, then I want you to share it. I want you to comment on it. I want you to tell me what you think about it. Even share if you have an idea about what your mantra is. It doesn't have to be fight for it or fight for the light. It can be something else. But if you want to borrow that and fight for something, tell me what you're going to fight for, right? Because sometimes we're fighting for something or we're fighting against something. We've got a couple people on already. Shirley Pearly on there. Hi, Shirley Pearly, my friend. I love you, darling. And we got to catch up because there's been a lot going on. So she's here on Facebook Live with us. And there's a couple other folks on as well. And so, again, and who else is on? Oh, Sheila. Hey, Sheila. I'm going to see you soon, honey. But in fact, I actually got to call your husband about something. I got to call Larry about something to do something for my dad this week. And I've been thinking about you. So hopefully we'll be able to touch base soon. So this month is called Fight for It, right? And tonight, I'm sharing my mantra. My mantra is fight for the light. What is your mantra? What's your mantra for 2019? Well, where did I get that from? Well, for one, it's been about 3 weeks since I've seen you, so I've missed you guys. This is Mindful Mondays. And it's been a challenging last quarter, I would say, in 2018. And so I'm going to share a little bit. I want to be transparent. We always talk about the 3 T's. Truth, trust, and transparency leads to transformational breakthroughs. So I want to share a little bit about what's been going on with me. In 2018, on August 26th, my auntie got very sick. We were at a party at her home, and she became ill, and she ended up being in the hospital. I had no idea what was going to happen. What I did know for sure is that she was my mom's little sister, and that I felt responsible to make sure that she was okay. That embarked on a 4.5-month journey of caring for her fully. I didn't know that when she did really well for 2 weeks after she got out of the hospital, and then she had a relapse. She was back in the hospital for 2 weeks, and then she was back home. She was home and very ill. And the whole time I was on a mission, right? I was on a mission. I was responsible for her 24-hour care. And I was going to make sure that she came back, right, to us and that she was going to get well. But God had another design for her. And then on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, she passed away. And I was there. That is the fourth person that I have been with who has transitioned. My grandmother, who I'm named after, and my mother, who I love dearly. Sheila knows that, and all the people who know me know that, and my uncle, and then now my auntie. So I guess no stranger to people transitioning. But also, in addition to all of that, and my interns in here know what was going on during that period of time, right after that, August 30th, a very good friend of mine passed away. Shirley Pearly, as I call her. We share a very dear friend, one of our best friends that we were vacationing with in Martha's Vineyard, our crew. Now, you all know here at Faith Think and Connections Matter, crew stands for Connection Relationships for Epic Wins. Before we even named it that, we were already talking about our Martha's Vineyard crew. And our friend Monique passed away August 30th. And we didn't have a clue about what that would feel like or even that it was happening. So it really sent me into this crisis, if you will. And so, yeah, I'm focused. I know how to do things. I know how to take care of people. But all the while, I'm grieving the loss of my friend, trying to take care of my auntie, doing all the things at work that I needed to do, trying to continue to build my practice. And I have to be honest, it was pretty difficult. And Morgan knew that my mantra was fight for the light. And he would look me in the eye and he would say, I need you to fight for the light, because he could see it in my eyes that I was feeling pretty dark and I was feeling pretty disappointed and just upset. And, that's what partners are for. And he's been an amazing partner through this whole process. But I will tell you that in the midst of all of that darkness, I kept saying to myself, God has designed me for a purpose and for power and in order to elevate other people and help them to heal, transform families one relationship at a time, and also transform relationships one courageous conversation at a time. And that means that I needed to be healthy. So, when all of that happened, what I would say is that I kept thinking about these two women. My girlfriend Monique, that is 52 when she transitioned, and we would. Cheryl knows this. We sat in a room in Martha's Vineyard and watched Love Is, right? We binged on Love Is. And I realized at her homegoing celebration that love was her and love was us and love was all the people that she connected with. And I stopped calling her, stop saying that she was, because I felt like she was still present inside of me. Little did I know that I was going to embark on a journey where I would think about my auntie and what she meant to me as well. And for some of you all know that my mom passed a day after Thanksgiving, 2014, November 28th. I got married December 28th to the love of my life 30 days later. But what I didn't realize until this past Sunday when I walked into church was that I would sit between my auntie and my uncle and feel the presence of my mother, right? And so I felt like she was still present. And when I walked into church this past Sunday, my auntie, my mother, and my uncle had all gone home. And I felt a sense of loss. And so that's why I'm saying that you and I, we have to determine what we're going to fight for. Are you going to fight for it? Because sometimes you just got to fight for the light. My auntie, right? She fought to be here. She was my grandmother, who I'm named after, was pregnant with her. She was pregnant with her, and her oldest and her youngest son passed away to typhoid fever 2 weeks apart from one another. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being pregnant, having 4 children that you still are here to raise, my mother being one of them, and then you have a child And you still don't give up, even though you're grieving. So I feel like my auntie, she fought to be here. And then she fought to stay here. She fought to live, love, and laugh because she was one of the first people to travel abroad for Temple University's abroad program, and traveled through Europe for 3 months. Came back, did the darn thing, worked as a school teacher for 31 years, retired and continued to travel, and found love at 71. That's fighting for love and light and life. And then she fought to stay here. So how I culminate that, and I want to give a shout out to some folks, how I culminate that is that I have a very exciting, I guess, journey to share, and I want you all to embark on it with me. This, even though my auntie passed away, Monique passed away, and these women, and they inform me, they guide me, they direct me along with my mother about what it looks like to fight for the light. Monique fought for light and love, and she loved so many people. She was a connector. She was an amazing woman. She is an amazing woman because she lives inside of me. Cheryl, she lives inside of you. My auntie was amazing as well. And today was the last day at Drexel University for me. So I am embarking on a new journey, and I am fighting for the light. And I can't believe it because I was there for 22 years. I got 2 degrees, a master's and a PhD. I had 2 jobs as a forensic family therapist and a director of clinical training, of which I was there for 11 years in that last role. And I made a decision on December 17th that I was going to fight for the light. How about you? How about you, Sheila? How about Sheila's on? Of course, Shirley is on. Saran is here in the house, and Tiff. How about you guys? What does it look like? For me, it looks like this is the light. This is a new beginning. 2019, we're going to be doing some master classes. We're going to do retreats. We're going to be, I'm going to be writing books to help more people. I believe that I've been put on this planet for a purpose and for power, and to be able to help more people to heal and to live their best lives. As my good friend Charlie Lewis would say, love the way you live. And we don't have to suffer in silence. I've been a therapist for over 20 years, and I've seen a whole lot. But I ultimately know is that for me, just for me, when I have God on my side, that he lives in me and through me, and ultimately he speaks for me, then I can do things to help the world be a different place, a better place, make a difference. Because the truth is, we've got birth, we've got death. If you're a believer, then you believe that, the next birth is your eternal life. But then while you're here, you got a dash, right? And what will you do? What will I do in my dash? This I'm embarking on in the next chapter because I'm choosing to fight for the light. I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing